in a very natural, organic way. Allow yourself to arrive in your body just exactly how you are right now. Asking the question, maybe, what does it feel like to be me right now? To be inside this body? And every time we start to step back from the thoughts and the content, we just breathe in a little more space. Let's start to focus more on the space. How are the physical sensations in the body? Are there any emotions that are present for you right now? Being completely okay with whatever arises, honouring everything to be just as it is. Nothing to do, nowhere to be right now. If you notice your mind still going over the day, just step back a little, allow it to come and go. And then when you feel the energy start to dissipate a little more up around the head area, start to gradually breathe that energy down, deeper and deeper. And feel it. Take it slow, move through the throat, through the back of the throat, down through the front of the chest, through the center of the chest. And just take a moment to sense the energy in your heart chakra right now. Can you sense a little spark of joy there at all? Can you sense an element of yourself that you haven't acknowledged today? Can you let the energy start to concentrate in this area, in the heart? And start to keep it there, but also start to breathe it a little lower as well, including the solar plexus. And then down, just a little lower down to the hara. Aware of the different sensations here. Your hara, your solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And then all the way back down to the root chakra. Now let's focus the awareness down to the sacrum and down a little lower to the root chakra. And even though we're going to do this practice laying down, it's still very effective. So I want you to imagine breathing energy from your sacrum and from your root chakra all the way up through your central channel, slowly and deliberately, all the way up to the crown. Hold it there as long as you feel you can naturally. And when you feel the need to breathe, allow it to descend completely. Feel your physical draw back in toward the core as you allow that energy to descend. Breathe deeply again, draw that energy up through the spine. Let it rest in the crown and maybe even in your third eye. And as you exhale, when you feel it's natural for you to do so, let it descend. Let's do that again. Draw the energy up through the spine, passing through each of the chakras. And when you reach the crown and the third eye, let's hold the breath. Pause, a gentle kamboka. When you feel that urge to breathe, allow it to descend. Just do 2 more cycles like this in your own time. Maybe becoming more aware of the energy flow through your body, your subtle energy, the palms of your hands tingling, the soles of your feet. And breathing naturally as you go to your inner place of devotion and set your intention for your practice tonight, for your slow flow. And as we enter into the movement part of our process tonight now, I'd like you to think to yourself, how would I like to move tonight? Do I need more intuitive natural movement? Or do I feel I need to bring in a little more discipline and a little more accuracy to my technical side of things? What do I need tonight? More freedom of movement, more intuitive flow, more connection with my breath and my movement, or more attention to my posture. And that is the practice I'd like you to give yourself, whatever the answer is. So we're going to begin the movement part of our practice. So please very gently, bending the knees, place your feet in front of your bottom. Arms out beside you or above your head. Take your feet as wide as your mat, your knees also as wide as your mat. And let's start to very gently alternate the knees side to side. A nice gentle windshield wiper. As you drop down to the right, stretch your left arm away and draw your left leg toward the floor. So push your left foot into the floor as well. Exhale, draw center. Inhale, knees to the left, reach away with your right arm. Start to stretch as if you're just getting up in the morning. Exhale, draw center. Taking your time, moving with slow awareness. Okay, let's bring the knees back to the centre. Gently lift both knees, bring the knees in, just give them a little hug, creating and drawing little circles on the ceiling, massaging those muscles alongside your sacrum. And let's go the other way. Holding still from where you are, keep your feet up off the ground, arms out just to the side of you, equal with your shoulders. We're going to very gently drop your knees to the left, but don't allow them to touch the floor. We're just going to hover and then come back through centre. And again, let's take them to the right and just hover just above the floor and then come back to the centre. As your knees drop to the left, turn and look your head over your right arm and come back to the centre. As you drop your knees to the right, turn and look over your left arm, come back to the centre. Let's do another 2 cycles, one each side. Look to the right as your knees to the left. Look to the left as your knees to the right. Beautiful. Please hug your left knee in, let your right leg extend long, just hover it above the floor and squeeze everything on your right leg in toward the bone. Exhale, release, lower that right leg down to the floor. Inhale, let's switch over, take the right leg in your hand, extend the left leg, keep it hovering above the floor. Squeeze everything on that left side. Squeeze, 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 in particular up in the hip flexor. Lower the foot down to the floor, release totally. Inhale, draw both knees in. We're going to reach behind the knees for a moment. And again, those little wee circles with your knees on the ceiling. Let's go the other way. Now as we're grounding here, can you please reach your strap, bend your left leg, place the foot on the floor. We're going to loop our strap around our right leg, the right foot. If you can, reach up quite high with your strap so that your arms are straight. Let's hold here with a straight leg hamstring for just some breaths. Maybe let the left leg extend long. And let yourself just sink back into your being. Even though I'm speaking to you from the outside, still let yourself drop deeper within your own being. Dropping into the breath, into the belly. And we take the strap now in our left and our right hand, both straps in the right hand. Left arm out beside you, bend your left knee. Let the left knee open out to the left and allow that right leg to open out to the right, just until you feel a tiny lift in that left hip, then stop. Maybe make that hold on the strap a little longer so your elbow rests on the floor, and try to keep the left buttock down. Drawing that right leg back to the centre. Let your left leg extend long. Take the strap in your left arm and let's cross that right leg over the midline, and at this moment in time just let your leg cross over so you feel it on the outside of your leg. This is a beautiful way to settle the nervous system down and start to ground into the body. You might like to allow that the right leg, to go all the way now toward the left floor. And you'll find your spine moving into a subtle twist. Allow your right arm to open out alongside you. And as you take a deep breath, start to expand in through the rib cage and the thoracic spine. Inhale, let's come on back to the centre. Bring the leg back up. Bend the left knee. Undo the strap, and we're going to cross the right foot over top of the left knee. So we'll take the strap off and we'll come into a supine pigeon from here. So come into the number 4 shape with your right leg crossing on top of the left thigh. And there's 2 options here. We're going to thread the right arm through the triangle. Maybe reach for the front of the left knee, or maybe reach behind the left knee. So as you draw your left knee toward your chest, you may want to use your right elbow to nudge that right knee down toward your feet or toward your toes. If you feel a little extension in your neck and it's uncomfortable for you, hopefully you've got a little pillow there. Just prop it up with a pillow so that you're completely rested. Just another breath here. We'll undo our grip on the knee, let the left foot down, let the right foot down. Take a moment to let the legs be long and feel the difference. Notice if one feels longer than the other. And let's take it to the other side, slowly bending the right knee, taking your strap, looping it along the left foot, sole of your left foot. And let's settle into the straight leg hamstring. Feel, do you want to let the right leg extend long or keep it bent tonight? Continue to watch the breath and keep drawing it into the heart and into the hara. You'll notice as your breath slows down, your mind actually will slow down with it. Your mind will follow the breath. Just help it restore back to its natural state. Nothing expected from your mind or any part of your being. We're going to begin to open out that left leg by first of all bend the right knee. and then let the right leg drop out, open out to the right. Take your straps in your left hand, right arm beside you, shoulder height, and then when you're ready, start to open that left leg out to the left, just until you feel that right buttock starting to lift, and then stay there. So you want to keep the right hip down. And as all of the doing starts to melt away, we find what's left is what's really important for us to notice right now. How we really are, what's going on inside us. It's time to catch up with ourselves. And as our mind content begins to still, we find ourselves once again coming back to being in more tune with the rhythms of nature. More grounded, more connected, more natural. Let's bring that left leg up. Extend your right leg long. Change the grip of the strap to your right hand. Open the left arm out and cross your left leg across the body. You'll probably notice as we're here longer, you're taking deeper breaths. Let's let that left leg cross all the way over now, just to where you can, where you comfortably can. Allow your spine to come with it, so you now end up in a twist. Slowly now, even if you need to use both hands, let's bring the left leg out. Bringing both knees into the belly this time, disconnecting the strap, placing it to the side. Once again, hugging the knees in, little circles of the knees, massaging into the spine. And the other way. Let's reach behind the knees, and we're going to rock and roll ourselves to come on up. And again, tuck your chin. Let's do a few rounds of this. Find that little sweet pivot spot on the top of the spine. Try not to rock too fast back onto the neck just yet. One more time. Come on up, gently cross the legs and extend yourself forward. And if that's not okay for your hips and if your back doesn't allow, keep your hands behind your thighs and just simply lean forward slightly. Otherwise, reaching forward. And as you let your chin be soft and tough, just allow yourself that invitation again just to go within. Walking the hands all the way back. Come on up. And let's bring ourselves over to hands and knees, to all fours. And what I'd like you to do, if you wish, I'd like to invite you, if you have your block, to place a block just between the upper part of your thighs here. Display your fingers wide. You don't have to have the block, it's just an option today. If you find that you've been having some problems with the wrists, you're welcome to turn the hands out just slightly. I've been turning mine out slightly and it's just been that little bit better for my wrists. So with the block in, just try your hand at a little cat-cow. Drop the belly, draw the chest through the arms, looking up, breathing in. And exhale, tuck the tail and round through. Inhale, drop the belly, draw the chest through. To feel, especially in through the thoracic spine, that beautiful extension. Exhale and round. And again, let's do two more like this with the block. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to a neutral spine and we're going to try our hand at a downward facing dog with the block. So tuck the toes, bend the knees, and let's come on into a downward dog. And we'll come into a little flow. So we'll exhale here into our downward facing dog. And as we inhale, drop the knees, come into a happy cat. Exhale back to a child's pose, just a modified one because the block will restrict you. Inhale, happy cat. Downward facing dog as you exhale, tuck your toes. Inhale, forward down to happy cat. Exhale, child's pose. Do one more like this. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, walking your hands up. Let's remove the block. And we're going to do what we just done without the block, just for a few rounds, maybe 4 rounds. So let's start here, all fours. Dropping the belly, inhale into your happy cat. Notice whether you have any more movement. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to your happy cat. Exhale through child's pose. Do 2 more like this. Inhale, happy cat. And if you close your eyes and feel, let your breath guide your movement. Exhale, duck, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees down, happy cat. Exhale, child's pose. Flowing again, inhale, happy cat. Come in a little more forward this time, and then exhale, draw back into downward facing dog. Hips and bottom draw back, heels toward the floor, upper arms hug in. Inhale, happy cat. And exhale back to child's pose. Stay in child's pose here, just another extra breath. Inhale here, we're going to bring our shoulders a little more forward this time into a low plank on our knees. And actually lower your pelvis down a little bit so our arms are straight and we're in a modified cobra. Exhale, draw bottom back to child's pose. Inhale, draw forward into a modified cobra. Exhale, draw back to child's pose. This time inhale all the way forward, and we're going to lower down, hug the upper arms in, all the way down to your belly. Arms alongside you, and let's clasp our hands behind the bottom. Forehead touches down for the moment. And let's, on the inhalation, ground your pubic bone down into the floor, roll your shoulders back, draw your hands down, and peel your upper body up. Stay here, exhale, stay up. Inhale, up a little higher. And exhale, lower down, keeping the hands where they are. Inhale once again, let's lift that upper body. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, lift your legs as well. Exhale, lower completely. Rest your hands as well, bring them alongside your chest. Just rock your pelvis from side to side. And bringing your arms up into a Sphinx pose. And what can be helpful, if your block is handy, to place your block. Can you see where my block is? Sorry, I should have mentioned before. So it's vertical. Just to have your hands either side. So I've got my hands here, they're kind of holding the block. Walks your shoulders, your elbows underneath your shoulders. See? Yeah. And so we're going to inhale here. As we inhale, pubic bone draws into the floor. Elbows connect with your sticky mat, ground down and draw toward your pelvis. As your chest, you draw your chest through. This is the inhalation. And then exhalation, start to round your upper body and lift your pubic bone off the floor. Inhale, cobra, or happy sphinx I should call it. Draw the elbows back, draw the chest through. Exhale, round, push the forearms into the ground this time and use your core. Feel the squeeze and feel the burn. Relax, lower down. Inhale, draw the elbows toward the pelvis. Chest draws through. Exhale, round. If you want to take it a little higher, you can lift the thighs a little bit off the ground as well. Inhale, lower down. Happy sphinx, draw the elbows back. And the next time, if you want to take it up a little higher again, as we do rounded sphinx, lift your whole legs up and you're just balancing on the tops of your feet. Let's lower down again. Inhale, arch, happy sphinx. Exhale, rounded sphinx of your choice. You should be on the tops of your feet and not tucked under. Draw the core really, really strong. Beautiful. Beautiful, everyone. Inhale one more time. Inhale. And exhale of your choice. You choose this time. Lovely. Bring it back down, placing your blocks to the side. Hands down beside your chest. We're going to take 3 levels of the cobra. So first level, pubic bone roots down. Inhale, feel your core activate. Feel it raise you up. Just come up to that point. We'll hover the hands just so you know it's mainly your core and back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, the next level will come up just a little more and bring in the hands a little with bent elbows. Inhale. Squeeze your upper arms in, keep the elbows bent, pubic bone still down. Exhale, lower. And inhale if you wish for another level again. Inhale, come on up to straight arms this time. The pubic bone will lift slightly. Exhale, draw your bottom back. Tuck your toes, come through for one child's pose with your toes tucked. Breathe deeply here. Inhale, come on up to happy cat. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And let's walk our dog out a little here. Let's play and explore some natural organic movement in your downward facing dog. And let's make sure we've got a good grip with our hands. Fingers are wide, we're pressing down with all 10 fingers in particular and through the web of the thumb and the forefinger. And we're going to take our left arm and reach it through for the outside of the right leg, almost like a twist, and almost like we're corkscrewing or threading our body through. If you find that you're hyper locking the arms, just take a soft bend in the elbow. Inhale here, release. You might need to make sure your fingers are facing forward for this one as well. It doesn't really work as well when your hands are turned out. Let's change sides. Right arm reach for the outside of left leg. Use the grip on that left leg to pull yourself through, and you'll feel a stretch in the outside of the right ribs. Can you breathe deeply into those right side body? Inhale here, softly release. Reposition your hands to where you find your down dog works best. Please ground your right foot down, gently stretch your left foot back, three-legged dog. If it works for you to open into a scorpion without collapsing, please feel free to. Otherwise, just keep to your three-legged dog. Come on back to three-legged dog. Exhale, lower the left leg, change sides. Right leg stretch back. If anyone is having problems with your wrists, the option is to come down to your forearms and do everything on your forearms in dolphin pose, but it's not quite as easy. So I'd just stay with three-legged dolphin rather than scorpion. If you're in scorpion, return to three-legged dog. If you're in dolphin, return that leg down. And we're going to start to walk our hands to our feet. If you're in dolphin, return back to your hands. And let's walk our hands and feet toward one another. Find a place where you're forward folding Uttanasana. And at this stage, you may want to bend the knees. Just let everything be heavy. Let's slowly start to unwind. Uncurl the spine. Beautiful. I'm going to need your block again as we bring ourselves to the front of the mat. Take a moment to feel how you land here. Have you all got a block? That's if you want to use a block, you don't have to. Beautiful, that's better, I can see you. So let's take the block between the thighs again. And again, notice how this actually changes your posture. We're going to do some chair pose with the block. So from here, let's gently bring those arms up alongside your body while you ground down with your feet and ground your tailbone. As you exhale, we're going to sit our bottom back into the chair. Let's inhale, stand all the way up again. Exhale, sitting our bottom back into the chair. Reach through the little side finger of your hands and back down through the tailbone. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Inhale, standing again. And exhale, sit down. Stay here. Inhale, reach a little up. Exhale, fold down. If you need to adjust your block. Let's come to chair again. Inhale, sit down in your chair. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. And as inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And let's release the block. Find your stance with no block. Let's take sun salutation. We'll do a rhythmic sun salutation 4 times where we step back. We won't do the lunge at the moment. It'll be straight back to downward facing dog. So we'll get into a bit of a meditative flow together with it. A synchronized virtual sun salutation. Beautiful. So when we're ready, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Fingers wide, press down with all 10 fingers. Inhale, shoulders over to high plank. Push out through your heels. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra of your choice. Exhale, lower. We'll do 3 of these tonight. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Make sure the one we choose is right for our back tonight. Last one. Inhale. Push the hands all the way to the floor. Draw the bottom back through child's pose and then find down dog, 3 breaths. Softening the neck. Feel as if you're breathing in through your hands, up your arms, all the way out through the tailbone and then back down through your legs. Inhale, bend the knees slightly and we're going to hop, walk, step or jump through to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, breathe all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's blow again. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Press still down with all 10 fingers. Inhale, shoulders to high plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, 1 cobra this time. Exhale, draw bottom back, downward facing dog or child's pose, you choose. 3 breaths. Inhale, soft bend in the knees. Exhale, walk, step, hop or jump to the front. Inhale, let's breathe all the way straight up this time. Exhale, hands to your heart. Do that again, 2 more times just like that. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, draw back, down dog. 3 breaths. Soft bend in the knees. Hop, walk, step or jump to the front. Inhale all the way up. Bend in the knees, ground the feet. Exhale, hands to your heart. We're actually going to add a little low lunge. Inhale, breathe the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step left foot back. Let's keep the knee there, ground down through the foot, lower the knee a little, and as you inhale, standing all the way up into a lunge. Exhale those hands down, stay in your lunge. Let's come up again, breathe the arms up. Exhale. And again. Exhale. Do one more time like this. Float the arms up, it's just giving your wrists a little bit of relief. As we exhale here, we're going to forward fold the chest, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Take the time. Inhale, shoulders high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra of your choice. Exhale, draw back, downward facing dog. Or rest in child's pose if that's your place of preference right now, if you need a rest. Grounding right foot down, stretch left foot back. Stepping your left foot through between your hands. Getting ready for a little low lunge again. Well, it's actually a high lunge. Keep the back knee up. Hug the thighs in, hug left thigh in. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Keep scooping right tailbone under. Exhale, float those arms down. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to step forward, fold forward. Ground the feet, bend the knees. Inhale, breathe all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. One more time like this, other side. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step right foot back into your lunge. Lower the right knee a little, but not to the ground. Inhale, hug the thighs in, sweep the arms up. Scoop the right tailbone under. Exhale, sweep those arms down. Inhale again. Exhale. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Draw Mula Bandha up. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Use the knees if you need to. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, let's take a rest in child's pose. Bring the hands in, either behind the head in prayer hands or resting like a pillow. Taking that time. Feel the whole breath, feel deep into the belly, feel that whole lower back. Beautiful. Releasing your hands if they're behind your head. We're going to walk ourselves up to all fours. Turn the hands out slightly, tuck the toes downward facing dog. This time ground the left foot, stretch the right foot back. We're going to step the right foot through. When you're ready, inhale, skip the left tailbone under, reach the hands up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, reach. We've got right foot forward, left foot back. Beautiful. Exhale, down. Two more like this. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. As we exhale, stepping forward, hands to the floor, left foot forward, fold. Inhale, floating all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Releasing the hands down. So let's take a balance pose. Today we'll take hand to foot pose. If you want to use your strap, because we've already done the hamstring release on the floor. So the option is, if you're using your strap, we'll do right leg first. So we're going to ground the left foot down. And let's keep our back straight today. So start by finding your drishti. And let the right hip flex. Loop the strap underneath. Let your tailbone sink down toward the floor. Lift your knee a little higher. And then when you're ready, start to extend that right leg out. And then slowly release with the strap. And we're going to take it with the hand this time. So we might just want to hold on to our strap in our left hand. Ground down with a soft bend in the left knee. Once again flexing, open that right knee a little. Take a peace finger grip between the big toe and the second toe. And again, just straighten your leg where you can. Some of you may like to open out to the side. It's not something that I will do tonight. But if that's in your practice, just please go for it. Hold as long as you need to. I'm coming out. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's take the other side. So if you want to do strap out to the side as well, please feel free to do that. I didn't hold it as long. Take this time to play on your own. So if you just want to do hand to foot, no strap, stay there for that little bit longer. You guys play now. I can see that you're all, that's it. So before we start to take it out to the side, if we choose to do that, take some time in the center, because that is a really important one as well. Take some time here, and then if you want to start to open out to the side, then slowly start to open. I'm not going to do that one, my hips don't like that one. If you've done the strap, then maybe the last side, hand to foot. When you're finished, shake your hands, shake your hips, but shake everything a little bit. A little bit of movement with your hips. Let's do a little bit of bouncing. So let's bounce for a moment. You can shake. Beautiful. And let's pause. Closing the eyes and feeling. Breathe deep to the belly. And let's just take a little bit of warrior two, just a small sequence there, then we're going to take it down to the floor. We've done most of our floor work, so we're nearly there. Inhale those arms. Gentle exhale, fold. Bend the knees if you wish now. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step left foot back. Spin the foot to the side for warrior two. Bend your right knee. Place both arms on the inside of your right leg. Bend deeply into the right leg. Turn the left toes in tiny bit. Push out through the outside of the left foot, and let's cartwheel the left arm up to stand in warrior two. So squeeze the buttocks, draw Mula Bandha up. Let's just take the straight leg and inhale those arms straight up for the moment. And as you exhale, come down to warrior two and lower the shoulders as well. Beautiful. Left arm behind your back, right palm up, keep the legs where they are. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Now we'll come to side angle. Leaning the weight on the right leg, the left arm can reach over your left ear, but if that's not, we'll keep it behind your back or straight above your left shoulder. Keep spiraling open through the rib cage. Right ribs forward, left ribs open back. Keep opening through the right hip. Inhale here, back up to warrior two. And as we exhale here, let's spin both feet to face the long edge of your mat. Whatever that is for you. Turn the toes in here. And let's bring the arms behind your back, clasping your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down as your chest opens. We're going to lift the arms a little away from the spine. As you inhale, sticking the bottom out, pivoting from the hips, folding forward. And allow your arms to just raise away from your back a little there. That's it. Lower the hands down to the back and lift your spine, so flatten your spine, half lift here, and exhale, fold just a little bit more. One more time like this, a half lift, hands still behind you, flatten your spine. Exhale, fold and release your arms, let them drape down in front of you. Turn lift ourselves up a little, turn our feet so they're both facing out, starting to create a little side to side shift. Take your time. This is your time to play. Making your movements smooth, with flow. Let's come to the centre. Spin both feet to face the inside again, so turn them in. We're going to do the Warrior 2 sequence like we did before, but facing the other direction. So this time, keep your right toes turned in, spin your left foot to face the back edge of your mat, and that's going to be the front of our Warrior 2, your left foot, or the other one that you didn't do before. Okay, so I was face you my right foot. Let's bend the left knee, place both arms on the inside. We're going to cartwheel the right arm all the way up to Warrior 2. Inhale those arms up, straighten your leg, touch your palms, and exhale back down to settle back into Warrior 2. Lower the shoulders and the arms just down a little bit more. That's it, beautiful, everybody. Right arm behind your back, left palm turns up, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, side angle, left elbow onto left knee, right elbow, wherever you wish, maybe behind your back, maybe above your shoulder, or maybe reaching over your right ear. Turn and look under your right armpit. Rotate the chest and torso. This time from here, we're going to spin the left arm down in front of you, spin the left foot back to the long edge of the mat. Turn the toes out again, and the last little side to side shift. The last little side to side play. Beautiful. Can we spin around to face the front now, face each other? Step ourselves back into a downward facing dog. The last time, lower the knees down, inhale to a happy cat. Exhale, rounded cat. Inhale, happy cat. Exhale, child's pose. Squeeze all your muscles in toward the bone as you sit back into child's pose, and then completely release as you get to child's pose. Inhale, come on up to happy cat again. Exhale, tuck and squeeze, and lower all the way back. Release when you get there. We'll do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale and tuck. I just realised that we didn't repeat pigeon on the other side, supine pigeon, before. So I'll take you to do that very shortly. Let's inhale here. We're going to bring ourselves all the way over onto our back. We're nearly there. You've done really well. So let's take ourselves down, lower all the way down. And this time, once you're there, we're going to cross our left foot over top of the right thigh, just to finish off that pigeon that we didn't do earlier, the supine pigeon. So let's thread our left arm through the triangle, reaching behind the right knee or in front of the right knee. The left elbow nudges into the inside of your left leg. As you draw your thigh closer to your chest, you'll gently encourage that left hip a little open. Should feel really nice now. It's nice to see the sky. I wonder what the stars will look like tonight too. Maybe as we close our eyes now, we'll sense them within ourselves. Gently releasing your grip on the leg, uncross the leg. Taking the feet into windshield wiper width again, as wide as your mat, knees wide too. Let's start the little side to side windshield wiper. Just like we did in the start. Holding still in the centre, walk your feet a little closer. Can we please cross the left leg over the right, like as if you're sitting in a chair and you're crossing the legs? And we're going to simply let our knees drop over to the right and look to the left. Let's hold here and adjust your legs accordingly. If you feel like you're slipping and sliding out, then what do you have to do to be able to release in this pose, even if it means uncrossing? Okay, return your head, bring the knees back to centre. Reposition your hips and let's cross the leg to the other side. Right leg crosses over this time. The hips to the right a little, and let's let this time the legs drop over to the right. And turn your head to look at, let the legs drop to the left and let your head look to the right. Feeling yourself let go a little more with every breath. Turn the head, bring the knees back, uncross. Again, the feet, bend the knees, bring them nice and close to the bottom. We're going to take a little bit of a bridge, but a slow one, our beads on the necklace. So just one all the way up, and we're going to lift slowly vertebra by vertebra. So it's not a full-on strong bridge, it's got a different intention. It's a gentle somatic one, beads on a necklace. Press your feet in, start to tuck your tailbone under, and imagine lifting your hips and your spine one vertebra at a time. You feel a little heavier when this happens because you're isolating. Allow that to be. And then it's slowly lower in the same way. Vertebra By vertebra, taking your time. Probably feel a little shake as well, it's okay. And then release when you reach the ground. Give the knees one last little hug. Maybe a little bit of that side to side movement. If you feel like you just need a quick happy baby, just a little one to reset the hips and the pelvis and the sacrum. A little side to side rock. And then bending the knees, and let's take a beautiful resting place for Shavasana. Extend your legs long, wiggle your spine around so you feel the length. Let your feet drop out to the side so your hips allow them to open in the sockets and the joint. Palms up so that your shoulders open. Place any blankets over you. Allow your body to integrate all of this beautiful, beautiful change. Allow your cells to bask in this beautiful, still, inner environment you've created for them, to just do what they do, to just be as they are. Letting your mind just rest for these last few minutes. And imagining that that golden star is moving through you, through the top of the crown of your head. Feel it move through the brain, through the frontal part of your brain and the back part, through the left side, through the right, and that place and space in the centre of your brain. Feel this light, this golden energy move through you. Let it be anywhere it needs to be along the way, wherever you need more. Move through the eyes, through the top palate, relaxing the root of your tongue. And softening the jaws, the front of the throat. If you need a little more time here at the front of the throat, feel this beautiful light interacting with the royal blue colour. Feel it highlighting to you any areas that you would like to invite to let go of any old ways, of any old restrictions, limitations placed upon you. Opening completely to the new, trusting in that process that is happening within each one of us right now, and this amazing time we have to allow it to happen, collectively and individually. Continue to feel that light spread across the front of the chest and through the sternum, under the clavicles, through the shoulders and down the arms into the palms of the hands. You might feel a tingling in the palms of your hands. Like lightening and stimulating the heart and the lung meridians down the arms into the fingers. And then back up the arms into the torso. Moving through the organs, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, through the liver, and the stomach and the pancreas, and the spleen, down through your upper intestine, middle intestine, lower intestine, back to your kidneys and the adrenal glands, down to your reproductive organs and the bladder. Feel it softening into the hips, and if you have any lower back pain at the moment, really sense this healing energy, allowing you to soften there. Feel the support of this energy there for you. Protective nature of this light within you and all around you. Feel it continue down your legs, the knees, the ankles, and through the soles of your feet. Feeling yourself wrapped in a cocoon of golden energy and maybe rose pink with emerald green. Feeling the sound. Slowly now begin to bring your awareness to where you're laying on the floor. Bring a little movement into the hands and into the feet. And maybe either to stretch the body long or hug the knees in. Whatever your body feels like it needs. Again, as you started, notice what it feels like to be you right now. What it feels like to be inside your being, inside your body. And the different layers, the emotions, the mind, the etheric, the subtle causal body. All of the different elements that make us what we are, who we are. And let's slowly now start to bring ourselves to roll to the side. Giving ourselves a beautiful hug. Again in that fetal position, hugging so purely unconditional. Again, so that that hug is moving through you and embracing everything in the entire spectrum of life. Through your pure intention in the moment. Every aspect of life, every being, every creature, every person, every element of nature. And when you're ready, very, very slowly, bring yourself up to seat. And if you want to lay there for a little bit longer, please feel free to. You're in your own home, you don't have to go anywhere. Just want to say thank you for practicing. Lots of love to you all. Namaste. Thank you. Bye. 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 Thank you.